Thank you, everybody who's here. Those that are on the phone and the ones that are here. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes? Do I have a?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes already.
I'll second. Okay, all those in favor, or any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Get everybody?
I think so.
Okay.
Castle will second, right? Okay, I gotta make sure I write everything down today.
The treasurer's report, is it in here?
No, we don't have one.
Okay, no treasurer's report.
Let me, you know what? Hold on one second. Let me see if Donna's coming. I can do mine before she does hers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing pictures of what days. He the body.
He did? I didn't know that. Must have been after. Well, I'm gonna go bug him about that.
He won't appreciate it.
All the more reason.
I'm gonna send him some tanning lotion or tanning oil. The oil. That's the word that I'm using, the tanning oil.
Never wants to tackle. But it's always something that.
Yeah. We just ran out to find Donna, so we'll get back to everything here in a minute. No treasurer's report and no investment update report, looks like.
No strategic planning.
No strategic planning.
Oh, but I have lots to say.
But we're
Okay, she was with Tracy, so.
We're on the way.
Yeah.
oh, okay. So we're gonna wait for her.
Yeah, we'll wait for
to do
her.
yours
We'll
first.
give her just a minute.
Okay, awesome.
Do you let them know on the phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's what I wanted.
That can be trimmed too, can it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, you guys.
It's going. It's going.
Good.
You're all good. So
We're at your
Oh my gosh,
part.
hi.
Tracy wanted to go first. With the
Yes,
lead.
we wanted to update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And introduce yourselves today because Debbie Richardson's a new potential board member
Hi,
from
Debbie.
SEVA Hospice.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tracy Canal, Vice President of Human Resources and Marketing. I forget that you're
Well, it's all yeah.
Great. And do we have anyone on the phone?
Yeah, so Jesse, Daryl, Brandy, and Kathleen are all on the phone.
Okay, great.
So here, I'll bring them to you.
Hi, everyone. No, it's hard to. So I just wanted to give a little bit of an update about some transition that we're going through with our volunteer services. So I just wanted to give you a heads up in case you hear anything out in the community or have any questions. So for many reasons, we are going to be restructuring our volunteer program. The volunteer league, which has existed for 60 years, and I'll give you a quick history, but they've existed for 60 years. It was necessary for them to be their own nonprofit at the beginning because of laws and regulations that did not allow volunteers to operate in a public entity without being part of their own nonprofit because of labor and wage concerns. That changed in 2004, and it was actually retro back to 2001. And so there is really no functional reason that the volunteer league needs to stay as a league and as a nonprofit. So that's one factor. But the league has decided that they are going to, they made a motion to host a vote in person on March 27th as to whether or not they would continue to be a league or not. What that means for our volunteer services and separately from that, so that'll be their decision depending on the vote. What we've decided as an organization is that moving forward, as of May 1st, the hospital will operate the gift shop and the HR department will manage our adult volunteer program. So we already have volunteer programs in place through our NODA volunteers, our pet partners, our spiritual care advisors, and we have had an adult volunteer program, which is separate than the league. But the league as volunteers will no longer, as of May 1st, come in and volunteer under the league. They have been invited and are welcome to apply through our adult volunteer program. So things may look a little different, but we still definitely, we definitely want volunteers. We're still supportive volunteers. We will be going through a little bit of transition. Again, as I mentioned, they've all been invited to apply for our adult volunteer program, knowing that it may be different, but it really simplifies things for them as well. So they don't have to govern themselves as a board, which we've encountered some problems with that happening. The self-governance has been a little bit of an issue. And that puts not only them at risk, but it puts the hospital at risk as well. And also it makes things just simple for them. Most of them, they don't even realize what the league involves or what is they're responsible for. They just truly want to come and volunteer, and that's what their heart is to do. And so they can come as an individual and participate in our adult volunteer league. They don't have to pay dues anymore. They don't have to attend required board meetings. They can simply come and volunteer. The structure of the volunteer program, like I said, we're taking the opportunity to restructure that so that it's more beneficial to the needs of the hospital and the department. But we still need volunteers to, take water and pillows to patients, transport lab specimens, round up wheelchairs. But we're going to expand that so that there's more opportunity for them to also to bring in a focus for some other people who may not want to volunteer as a league or participate. So they're here for the summer and they really want to get a feel for what the clinical area looks like. So we'll have opportunity for them to volunteer and be up on the clinic and on the department, I'm sorry. And there'll be opportunities for them to work in a more individualized basis that is suited for what their interests are.
And they don't have to wear the pink smock.
No,
We're not going to be a pink lady. Okay, pink lady.
The volunteer league, but now they can adult volunteers and there'll be categories. So we basically have a transporter category, meaning they're going to transport something, whether it's a patient, whether it's a lab specimen, dietary trays, there'll be a transporter. And then we'll have clinical support, which they'll be actually up on the floors, maybe doing a special project, giving water, pillows, whatever the department needs that is within the scope of responsibility of a volunteer. And then
marketing.
Marketing's really excited about this. We're also going to have like an administrative or clerical support volunteer where they can.
So Jackie, if you got any free time,
non-clinical areas and do special projects and tasks like that. So, and they will have a different uniform. So we'll have them wear any color CRV polo that they would like, because we want to be, more open to that. But it will be a CRV polo, and then they'll be identified just as we are with our badge, say volunteer, and then they'll have a badge buddy underneath, as Donna said, RN underneath. They'll have another identifier under their badge that will say volunteer. Any questions?
You're getting pushed back.
I would say pushback. I think that there is, to be in full transparency, I think there are some volunteers that are confused And we tried to simplify it and explain it to them, but you know, after we explain the whole process, then they say, well, who do we still pay our dues to? Well, you're not a league anymore, you're an individual. And so there is some confusion around. And I think that, yes, I think there's probably there is well, I don't know which way the vote will go. But regardless, we're moving forward with that. So they can still exist as a league, but their whole reason for existence is to support the hospital.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think there are probably some people that are not happy with the change. But I will tell you, the board, the volunteer board voted unanimously to make a motion to disband the league. And of course, they would be the ones who are going to be the most responsible
Yes.
for some of the concerns of the lack of self-government.
Yeah. And the hospital will take over the gift shop.
Yes.
Yeah, so that will, because that currently resides under them. You might have said that, I missed it.
Yes, and
The shop for the gift shop.
I'm sorry?
Who gets the shop for the gift shop?
Who shop for the gift shop?
Carol Ann, so Carol Ann happens to be our, she happens to be on volunteer league and she happens to be a part-time employee. And she has agreed to continue to be our buyer for, she has connections with the people for many, many years to sales reps. So she already has a good rapport and connection, and she has offered to continue to be our buyer at this point.
And we can come up with volunteers if you need it.
Great, that's good. And then also the proceeds that are generated from the gift shop will, some of that will go to paying for the employee that will have to manage and run the gift shop. But any additional proceeds from that will all be earmarked for some type of scholarship or reimbursement for employee tuition assistance. Or so employee education is what the gift shop will, the funds will be earmarked for. And our CFO is really excited to go into the retail business.
yeah, he's so excited.
Yeah.
No, thanks, Tracy. No, we thought that was really important to give the foundation a heads up because of the longevity and.
Yeah, the pink ladies, and we might be hearing. So.
And you might be having people reach out to you to have interest in serving on the foundation board. So although, as Tracy explained, we don't know if they would have the foundation take over the amount of money they have in their bank account. But that is one thing that I wanted to at least throw that out. If they do decide because their whole existence is to support the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So it would seem logical that they would want to, as they dissolve it, move the money over to the foundation to manage the proceeds.
And they have talked about that. And if they do decide to do that, they will definitely decide what it will be spent on.
Yeah.
They have some ideas of where they'd like to see that money spent.
Right. And so to Janice, I know we've talked about this here at the foundation. What they've mostly done is around scholarships. And I know that the foundation doesn't want to get into the business of doing a scholarship program. However, if they do decide that that's the direction they still want to continue to support, we can streamline that. If that is something that comes, because I was going to report out on the Unitech. We just had orientation on Monday. So we partnered with the private nursing school in Bakersfield, Unitech. And we have 15 employees that were selected through the school that are our own employees that are going to be going through the next 3 years. And in 3 years, they'll become a BSN. And so the hospital is contributing to their schooling. We're contributing, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tracy, $10,000 per year. And they're also eligible for significant discounts because it is a private college. It is a BSN program. It is 3 years, 5 academic semesters, but it is one that is quite expensive, more so than our California college system. But it will, So we had over 100 people apply for our 15 positions,
And Kalia is doing a class as well.
right?
Yeah,
And
there's
so
a little larger.
they have, I believe, I think they got 25 or 30
Yeah.
twice a year. We get 15 twice a year, so 30. So we, obviously this will be something that will continue on for many, many years, but maybe those funds could be used to support the 10,000 that the hospital's already going to contribute each year for every student for their tuition. So they'll do clinicals here, they'll have their didactics here, they'll be in their sim lab. So I got to meet them all, which many of them have been long-term employees, some have been short-term. So coming from various departments, 3 out of pharmacy. I mean, they're just coming from all over the organization. So very excited about, and their enthusiasm is high as the residents. So wanted to mention that when they first came in a couple of years ago. So with that, we also today is match day. Match day is where our residents get to find out if we had a match with our with the program. So meaning that.
Explain to Debbie what the residents.
Yes, Debbie. So the residents are physicians that have finished their medical school, and they are looking for a residency program for a 3-year program for internal medicine, to where they have to do a 3-year residency before they can actually practice that on their own and take their medical boards. So so we're in our 3rd year of matching medical students, and we had 100% of our match, 12, which is very phenomenal that we've had 100% match. Many organizations, we've matched 100% for the last 3 years. So, which is very exciting. And we even matched one in a transition. A transitional student is one that's going to go on to be a specialist, such as anesthesia, GI, oncology. So we had one match there, and we have to fill one position for 14. So that'll be, and they'll start here in June. So we're off in, and then I think actually we are at a full program of 48. So then we'll just continue on. So that happened. April 4th, we no longer have to wear these masks. I'm so excited.
I tell them April.
I thought it was never gonna happen. I thought they were gonna leave us behind and just say, oh, this is just something you're gonna have to
I
live
do
with.
tell them just eat really slow.
Yeah, I know. Drink a lot. It's always so good. And I also wanted to give a special shout out, thank you to Dennis. I called him urgently over a weekend and said, I think we're going to apply for this earmark money. The senator came out with Senator Feinstein and Padilla. And so we submitted the ER X-ray machine, which is about $350,000. It's something that was approved in the last fiscal year, but we've been working through HCI. We've got it through the approval process. So now we're just ready to actually implement and purchase. So if we get selected, that would be a great win for us. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. First time we've ever done, probably a shot in the dark, but who would ever thought we'd be in the circumstance we are today? So yeah, who would have ever thought? Couple of burning platforms that I have. Dr. Downey's was our physician. He has retired from our wound healing department. So that has left us trying to find another physician to take over our wound healing. That's become another service line that we have become well known for. And so just know that we're fast and furious looking for another provider to fill that gap for wound healing. Another one I'm working on is our OB on call. Obviously that is, we have Dr. Saljui, who is covering our entire month of March, thankfully, for OB on call. And thankfully he has the bandwidth to be able to do it. But I am looking for a better solution for OB on call, because if I don't have the OB on call, I'd have to close that service line. So that's why I mentioned that here. I don't think there's a threat of closing the OB services, but we are one provider away from not having that call coverage, and that's essential for that service line. So I just want to mention that's what I'm working on a lot these days. The last two things I just mentioned is that we do have a new board. Hans Kashup was just seated. So our new board is, starting to meet and have some agenda items put forth. They're kind of figuring their way towards the future, but we're really focused around our business plan right now, our business operations, which is staffing, productivity, our supply cost, which are our two biggest impacts to our financials, and then our revenue streams as well as contracted services. So all necessary activities, but they are being very time consuming for us just to get our arms around the financial state of the organization. So
are you still working with Korea on the supplies? Yeah.
not so much. We do have that joint powers authority, but we haven't been doing a lot because they're kind of in their state of turnaround as well, which is all consuming. And given, the developments there, we haven't really had the time to get together and continuing that. Yeah.
Have they made any headway? I know Gary was like at the board meeting, the supervisor meeting last month. Nothing.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. No. But we're making headway.
Yeah.
I'm happy to say we're inching better in a better position. We're going to finish up the year. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to probably end up having to bring in an organization because we have these revenue bonds, and we're probably not going to meet our debt service coverage because we're not going to have the bottom line for gain from operations. Because we'll have about a $12 million loss from operations. So we're probably going to have to do some elements around that bond covenant work. Another question is going to be, will Fitch reaffirm our A rating? Probably not likely. And we probably won't have a stable outlook. I'm hoping we get an A, with whatever the other one is I've never seen before, but I'm sure that's probably going to be the negative outlook, I think is probably what's coming. But we are making headway. We did have less of a loss last month, and some of the things that we're putting in place, we have more plans here in the next couple of months, and we're inching that way. Everybody's doing some cost savings and various things. So,
okay.
Yeah. That's where we're at.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you, Donna.
Thanks.
Okay, strategic planning.
Me.
Community outreach.
Okay, cool. All right, so what's been happening at the hospital? Last week, we hosted our annual service awards, our ARC team did. That's the Awards and Recognition Committee for the hospital. And that is where they award employees who have had 5, 10, 15, up to 35 years of service. So they get recognized, senior team comes out and celebrates with them. They get like awards based on like how many years they've been here. And I think even maybe a little monetary award. And so I believe it was a cruise theme. I wasn't at it. You guys were there, right? Yeah. Yeah. So of employees that were honored, enjoyed their night. Also, Gloria Lopez, who used to be the manager of our DPS&F department, she won the McKnight's Pinnacle Unsung Hero Award and was honored in Chicago just a week or so ago, correct? Yeah. She actually retired from the hospital, but she's still working per diem with us at the moment. So we did a shout out to her in our weekly resources because that was a really big deal. Do you know anything else about that award?
Yeah, they're very prestigious award.
Yeah.
And she got nominated by her director at the time.
Yeah. So we've been updating our staff on flooding, on everything going on. We've been trying to share out the information, just what's happening with Tulare County. So we'll be continuing to do that on our social media platforms as well. So if you're looking for any updated information and you can't find it through the county, we may have it up as well. And we're also kind of on standby for us too, but hopefully we're okay.
Yeah. Our biggest risk is the data center in the basement. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. And we're going to do a new roof. We're going to have to redo some roof work next year.
Gotcha. You guys got the update on the volunteer league. So that information has been sent out to all of the employees. We're currently undergoing a score survey, which is basically something that goes out to all medical staff for improvement processes. Just, see where we're at, how our leadership's doing, how our teams are doing. So we hope to get 100% participation in that. They don't have to take it. All of marketing has taken it now.
Still marketing.
Yeah. Also, we were voted for Best Hospital, Cancer Treatment Center, and Surgery Center through the Fresno Bee's Best of Central California People Choice Awards. So we've been pushing that out on social media as well. You can vote once a day, every day, up until next week. For our service lines. So I've been trying to remember to go in daily and vote for the 3 just to up our numbers in hopes that maybe we could take home the prize on one.
Can we do that too?
Anyone
Yeah,
can, yeah.
mhm.
So if you go to, because you follow us on social, we've been posting it regularly, just click on the link.
It's really.
I can email it to you too.
I don't think I've seen. it.
Okay, yeah, I'll email it. Okay, what else has been happening? HR updates, it was healthcare HR week, so we celebrated our fearless HR team and all of the work that they do here for the hospital. We've been doing some other stuff around, we had denim day for the hospital, all the proceeds from that goes back to our cancer treatment center. Employees pay $5, non-clinical employees, to get the advantage of wearing jeans to work for the day, which is nice. Today we are awarding our Lucky Charm raffle prize winners out at our Terabella Center. Our clinic, basically what this was is if people came in and had any type of tests done out at the clinic, whether it be COVID, pregnancy, glucose, they were entered into a drawing to win Town and Country gift cards, and then also one big large basket, which included like Landing 13, Staffords, Plano jerky, and some other fun items. And edible arrangements. We have a free Jeans Friday coming up, which I always look forward to on it's the 5th Friday, the month with a 5th Friday, we get to wear jeans. So that's coming up for our staff. We're also doing a Friends of Nursing raffle basket. Anyone can spend money on that. It's $5 each. And the funds will go back to our Friends of Nursing program to go towards their scholarship program that they do. And then I think about it. We have our shoe event coming up, which will benefit the Cancer Treatment Center. We are looking for people to fill our DPS&F department. So if you know anyone that is in a director role, manager, nursing, I think they need everything. So that was really important and is shared out on social media. Donna mentioned Happy Match Day today, and it's also Patient Safety Awareness Week. So we've been celebrating that. And that's it. Basically. Yeah.
All right, for development. So Debbie, are we introducing?
Yeah,
Debbie?
let's hear it. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, go Karen.
Board chair.
Tell her a little bit about yourself, like your background, like where you
Yeah.
come from.
Building contractor, Webb and Son, family business, was Donna's 4-H leader. Yesterday.
We got lots of secrets.
Yeah. So, born and raised in Watertown.
Dennis?
Skip the leaves.
No, I was just going this way, but yeah, we go this way. Well, Tracy already did, and Donna's our CEO.
That's Townsend. Architecture. Now Centerline, I gotta get this right, Centerline Engineering and Design. Partner on because I'm gonna district supervisor county now. So it's taking a lot of time, especially when it floods.
And you have COVID.
So, yeah. So, anyway, I can't remember how many years I've been on this, but.
Oh, you know, we've been collecting the years of service, and I haven't made it to your name yet, so I'll let you know. I made it to Jackie.
Wow. We met earlier, Janice Apple, worked for Bank of Sierra, been there 32 years. I'm at 33, not. Can't believe it. It's just amazing
Wow.
how long that works. Born and raised in Portugal. It's her fault I'm on the board. And it's how
Jackie Litzel, I worked for supply and management for over 40 years and I retired several years ago. And I've been on the board for,
I think since 1999.
anyway, so
Yesterday.
Because and Jan Rose is our longest standing. I think she was 90.
Donna went to school with my girls.
Played tennis together.
Yep.
And on the phone, it might be hard to hear them, Debbie, but we have Daryl Walters, he runs the flour mill here in town. We have Dr. Jessie Sadiru, her family runs Sequoia Medical over here on the corner. You probably know her. We also have Kathleen, who referred you. And we have Brandy Holmes, who is our graduate medical education, the resident program she mentions, coordinator. She works for the hospital. So you guys say hi. And then and then Debbie, if you want to just give them a little bit.
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm a phone too. Some of you have known me longer than others. I have been working here in the Porterville area since 2008 in hospice and home health, and had a lot of adventures, but fell in love with this community. I moved to the Valley when I was 14, and my parents still live in the same house in Farmersville. They are never moving. They have told me. And I just fell in love with Porterville. I love this community here with different adventures. The Optimal got changed around, and they took away the Porterville office. And so Dr. Jessie and Kathleen know this very closely because they both, I think, saw me cry over that. But we got together with a bunch of us in that group and found some investors and started SEVA, or SEVA, if you actually pronounce it correctly.
Oh,
No one does, so we gave up. And we started that in 2020 to bring to the same office with the vending, to bring it back locally here in town. Yeah, so that's what we do. And then what I've done. I am passionate about this community. I love this hospital, and we need it. We need it to thrive, and we need it to do well. And I want to do everything we can to support it. We have way too big of a county to live in. I think with the small hospital up north that we lost just 2 counties over, it's scary. So we all have to be. We need the healthcare here. We need healthcare. So any little thing we can do, not only do I want to try to. I mean, I've always helped with bulk permits and stuff, but Kathleen and I were talking, and I said, I need to do more. We need to be anything we can do. The good care that's happening here. Here.
Great.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. And okay, special events. Jackie.
Well, we still have a golf tournament coming up on April 28th. All you know, that River Island kind of got wiped out.
Yep.
But Val reached out to Tulare Golf Course, and the very same date is available on April 28th. So we're excited about that. If you haven't been over there, they did redo their golf club a few years ago, and it's really nice. It really is very nice.
So we need a vote on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to, because we're.
Because we're
we
switching.
Put it down.
Yeah.
We do that right now while we still got.
Yeah. So I'd like to make a motion that we move our golf tournament from River Island to Tulare Golf Course.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I need 2 more eyes on the phone.
Aye.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And a reminder to the board, we need you to bring in 2 $50 or over raffle prizes. And I can't remember what we did, but we need 2 credit gift cards
from somewhere.
That's going to be another little.
Oh, that's right.
Another little.
That's right. I forgot about
Another
that.
prize.
Yeah.
I'm doing both, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2 $50 raffle prizes and 2 gift cards. You know, you don't have to, you can go out and ask the community for those.
Right.
Okay, then we also discussed our fall event, which is October 14th, and that's going to be at the Ramirez's home again. We have Run for Cover is going to be our band for dancing. We will probably also, let me think, have a small silent auction, and then our regular auction like last year that did pretty well. So we'll be looking for you to supply those gifts. And otherwise, Val's looking for caterers, getting pricing.
Yeah.
That's about it. Oh, I did want to mention, for our golf tournament, we do have our presenting sponsor, and that again is Bank of the Sierra.
Yay.
And actually, we were able to
We
get,
got a caller.
yeah, we got a card from Dave Stone.
Yeah.
And he just called. He called me. I didn't get to, because I've solicited him for a couple of years and it hadn't happened. And he called me. He said, hey, I just got the deal in the mail. We're gonna do it. And I said, oh, thank you.
We need to decide on shotgun start time.
So we don't know what kind of.
8 a.m. to
those
12.
stitches.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the one other thing on the golf tournament is their shotguns either start at 8 or 12. So I've asked Al to go back to them and see if they wouldn't do it at 10 o'clock for us.
If for some reason they won't, I would say 12 is probably better just for the people who still like to work in the morning
Yes,
and they have to travel now.
I'm thinking 12 would be better too.
Yeah.
I know what they're doing is they're trying to make room for the regulars,
Yeah.
to golfers to come in, and most of the gentlemen like to play early.
Yeah.
Kim, something I'm just thinking, can you when you send something to Dave Stone? When I talked to him, I mean, of course, we still thought it was at River Island, and so he told me the hole he would prefer.
Oh, okay.
He may have a hole that he prefers at Tulare as well. I don't know, and it has to do with
It has to do with
manning,
yard.
and manning
yardage.
the deal, so.
Okay, yeah. We can
yeah,
double check
Let
with
him know that we're moving it to Tulare, and does he have a preferred hole there?
Okay.
For Ramirez is October 14th, golf tournament's April 28th, last Friday.
Yes. Are you gonna play tennis?
Yeah, probably did. I haven't pulled the form up yet.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
And then I saw it and then I threw it away after the point. After the first one, like, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, but it just isn't happening at River Island.
I guess we could just send another.
We'll send out notification today. We have it ready. I just was
Yeah.
waiting for the vote.
Yeah, River Island won't have any tournaments this year. That's what I get.
Right. No,
What
it's-
is always-
Okay, there are 2 more things we have to vote on.
Okay, so it looks like GME fund request, $144.33 to reimburse Sierra View. Let's see,
It's basically to reimburse the GME program. It's
Okay.
from their funds.
it's their fund.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're giving, okay, and that they use their
Second.
funds. Yeah,
Okay, so
Yeah. Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have some ayes.
thank you.
Okay, then the next one is the chaplaincy is requesting funds for the purchase of a new
And Jackie's gonna talk to that.
NODA booklet.
NODA, no one
NODA.
dies
NODA.
alone, which is very good. I just requalified for that, and it's just a really important project for the hospital and the people that use it. This is when people come that they don't have any family available to be with them, or maybe their family's in LA and it takes them 3 or 4 hours to get here. But they have some really nice books and stuff that they're no longer, there's only like about 2 of these left. This is great information for people to learn before they start going in. Actually, for any of you, they're coming close to having someone pass. I read this and I really wished I had read it before. Yeah, so I think they're actually asking for 400 and
I was gonna say whether it's on that.
$432. Make a motion that we give them $500.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. All right.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Okay.
And thank you to thank you to Daryl. He sent we sent flowers to Rose, by the way, this week.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, so do we have anything else that needs to be brought up, I guess, for good board?
No, just the next board meeting will be regularly scheduled Friday, April 21st at 12 here, or on the phone, or on Zoom.
Okay,
Mike just said that everybody
Bill service.
Oh, bill
Oh,
service.
Tuesday at 11 at Holy Cross.
Yes, yeah. So Rose's husband, Bill's service will be next Tuesday if you would like to attend at 11. You guys probably already know, 11 a.m. at Holy Cross.
is that it?
I think so.
Okay, guys, you can be free.